Hey, testing. I'm hoping the volume is working. It's 4:20 p.m., September 2nd, 2022. It's a Friday. I was asking what this message is going to be about, and then the sound on the cam started not working. And I had to unplug and replug the webcam to get the sound microphone working, which just seems odd to me. So maybe that's a message for some of you. This is not for like a zodiac sign, it's for all of you, like all the signs at once, your Gaian sign. Um, I don't have any messages to tell you, like any kind of specific things. All I can say is I had a dream with the name Sophia being spoken a lot. And today I've been experiencing an energy of I don't know how to word it. It's like peace, but with like soldiers at the ready, like the calm before a storm. Even the clouds today, it's been really cloudy, but there's still a blue sky. It's been really windy, but it's really warm. It's very weird. It's a strange day. I don't know what the collective is up to. I don't really want to know. So this is a reading I'm being guided to do for you guys that isn't about what you're, who or what or when or whatever, okay? It's not about any of that stuff. It's not about truth seeking or truth speaking. It's not about it. What it is about the voice. Something about the voice and echoes and tampering with voices and people's voices, copying people's messages, using people's voices over other people's videos, silencing the people that spoke those words first, and then glorifying the ones who are copying the voice of the first. And in the dream I had, the one part I'm being allowed to share with you, I'm being asked to share with you as well. I was walking down a city street at night, very beautifully lit, lots of beautiful mist, and there was a silhouette of a man walking towards me, but he was like there was a bright white light behind him, and like golden lights, like light bulbs, lamps, street lanterns, and stuff. It was a very beautiful street, like a London or Paris, or maybe Roman or Greek, but modern day, at night, and very misty. And there was that silhouette walking towards me, and this neighborhood area, and I just kept hearing Sophia over and over and over from all sides. It was like the lights and the shadows were all saying the same thing, Sophia. And I've woken up today, and I just I've been in this haze, but it's not a haze. It's like I can hear all these mimics, all these sounds from like everywhere. And it's like people saying Sophia. And I can't tell if it's at me or if I'm hearing it and I'm saying it too. But behind this, there's another layer that I'm seeing. Because it's being shown to me like I'm lying on the earth looking up, and I'm standing looking forward into that dreamscape, but I'm also looking up at the sky. Like that peripheral vision, and like 90 degree or whatever it is, right? The sky looks like a glimmer, and behind the glimmer is a screen. Behind the screen is surface, like rocks. Above those rocks, or behind those rocks, is a surface, like sky. Above that sky is an atmosphere. Above that atmosphere is something. And then there are stars. And once I'm shown up to that point, it's like it just kind of goes blank. It just kind of, it's like silence. But I can keep hearing Sophia. And when I'm hearing this, part of me is like shh, trying to say shh. And then the other part of me is listening to this voice saying shush. But I'm hearing behind the voice that's shushing, there are millions of voices echoing, saying that it's kind of like this, like I'm here, something else is here. This is telling this to shush, while all the stuff around here is claiming that they're this. I hope that makes sense, because I don't know how else to explain it to you, and this is how they're giving me to explain to you, like with just what I have right here. And when I'm attempting to use my intellect and like emotional intelligence to figure this out, I keep being asked to do this reading. Stop thinking and just do it. Okay, so I'm sitting here, and I'm being asked to share these messages with you, this download. But then I'm also being asked to make certain that it's not about the zodiac wheel, for whatever reason, but it's about the Gaian sign. It's not about Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, none of that stuff. It's about all of them in one, and you looking at the wheel. Because you're looking at this wheel. So if this is your entire zodiac chart, you're looking at it. I'm reading for you, looking at it. Okay? We're kind of evolving things here a little bit, because I've been toying with you guys with this idea of the Gaian sign readings for a while. I've shown you different spreads for a while. I've read for you in different formats without telling you which way I'm reading for you. I've shown you different methods. Those methods have been echoed. I've spoken different sayings. Those sayings have been echoed and the voice slightly altered, but it's from me. But you guys don't notice this because you're busy looking at this. You're starting to see the trail, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to read for you looking at that. And if you want to look at it in a more esoteric way, let me put it to you in a both esoteric and a very human way. When a person is being watched, there is a energy behind them. Like you can tell when someone's looking at you. You look back, right? Everybody does this. An animal does this. You get that feeling at the back of your neck. That's because there's an open pathway. What you guys don't realize is when you're thinking about someone, they can connect right back to you. It's called telepathy. So we're teaching you, okay? I can read you. When you're thinking about me, I can think about you. When you're reading, when you're watching someone's YouTube channel, They can watch you back, but not through your computer monitor, through the monitor in their mind, their third eye, and their heart's eye. Most people don't know how to do this. They get paranoid. They start imagining things with their third eye and they create horrible scenarios for themselves. Those that have mastered this ability, the inner light, and they see it and they can use it without evil. We can look back at you, people that look and stalk in a more esoteric way. This is the watcher is being watched back. Okay? In a more human way, in a more basic way, this is for those people who have nothing and no involvement in any crazy shit. The regular people who just want advice about their day, who somehow are involved in this entire mess and they don't even know about it. They're just clicking this video to see what this is about. We're all connected. So when you're encountering certain readings and certain gurus and certain teachers and certain truth speakers, are you falling for one of these archetypes, or are you listening to the light within? So this isn't for all the crazy shit going on, or the tangled web everyone weaves, or the echoed voices, or the silenced voices. This is for you, the person watching this video. Not for me and your assumptions of what I'm projecting, not for me or any past relationship I've been in, not for me trying to snoop on you, not for me trying to project or gaslight or manipulate anything that you think I'm doing. You click this channel to get information on your life, right? If you came to get a private reading from me, which is basically what you're doing here for free, I'd be reading for you, right? But if I'm doing this in a general way for a bunch of people, which one of you is assuming that when I say it's about you, that it's just about one person? Even if their name is any name I've mentioned. What makes you think there's only one person in the world with that name that I've encountered? Do you see how simple these threads are that people cling onto and assume, and somehow create stories and webs that involve other people that have nothing to do with it? And all somebody has to say is that this is what's going on, and some of you actually believe it. And when I tell you what's going on, some of you don't believe it because you assume I'm a part of that mess. How am I supposed to be able to get through to you if all the time you come into these readings, whoever you are, assuming it's about you specifically as a private reading, or me and my personal life, and you trying to get information on it, thinking that I don't know what you're doing? Now, we're going to do this on neutral ground, and you're going to listen to the advice you came seeking. It's not going to be any advice that is going to help you harm anyone else, because that energy you create to harm other people will be utilized to bless those people instead. Now, what do you need to know for your now day, in this now moment, to make yourself into the version of yourself that you truly are, instead of who you're pretending to be? Whether you think this is just about you or a collective is irrelevant to me. I'm talking to a camera and I'm reading energy and I'm relaying messages. The Lovers, the Fool, the Six of Wands, and the Judgment card. Absolutely beautiful. A new contract, a new decision, a new path in life. Four of Wands, Page of Cups. Sealing old wounds, healing them, stitching them up, letting them go, not having to deal with that problem anymore. Closing one chapter, starting another. Closing one book, picking up another. Completing one cycle, starting another. Moving from one home to another, moving from one job to another. Anything that involves a contractual agreement between two people making a choice to be together. Whether that is a person and an entity or a person with a person, family, friends, employers. Two connections brought together through clarity under the light of a new knowing and a new way of doing things without having the wheel make the decisions for them, but instead they choose themselves to make the decisions for them. There does not need to be a golden string connecting them or a red string or crowns to be worn. They simply are who they are together. Forgiveness, the lily, letting things go, transformations, the wreaths, the crowns, the flowers of nature and the earth, spirit assisting, and the worm with the apple and the good and evil, it can go fuck itself. These two choose each other instead. Whatever these two are. Something new starts, success is gained, chapters are closed, new beginnings begin, and that new beginning does not have anything to do with the past things, because this new creation started with a decision being made and set in stone. That decision creates a new jumping off point to where even if it's the same five wands from before, now there is a sixth wand creating a different genre, subject, umbrella, category, experience, even if it's with the same person, due to the Judgment card being here, and the Judgment card stating that it is something from the past returning as a contract for a something new that will work better this time. It will be creating more harmony. The Four of Wands pointing back at the lovers, which creates a sense of what was over is being brought back to create better harmony due to a higher level of emotional intelligence being gained and clarity deep within of the self and the other. Six of Wands, Page of Cups. Beneficial magic, beneficial intentions, beneficial thoughts, beneficial actions. Things that were done before, but now they're done with beneficial intent instead of obligatory intent. I'm being shown two people having dinner together, and they're both arguing over who pays for dinner. But it's a beneficial argument. It's kind of like they both don't want the other one to lose out on financial resources, but neither are struggling for any. And even if they are, they're both willing to help the other. They're all moving in the same direction. There is a new contract coming into your life in this now day, a new decision that you're making that is different than the decisions you've made, even if it's regarding the same choices. This time you're doing it differently. This time it's not the sun in the center. It's these two. Even when they're alone and apart, they're still happy and successful. And then they're brought back together again. It's kind of like a cosmic dance. Like I'm being shown two people tangoing, like one in a red dress, one in a tuxedo, and they're tangoing, and then the guy lets the red dress tango dancer go, and she spins and spins and spins and spins, and then she comes back, and then he dips her. Like, that's being shown to me as if she's like spinning, 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 and then coming back towards him, and then he grabs her and dips her. And then this is like the crowd going wild, and this is someone watching it all happen. The watcher being watched. How this applies to every single individual person watching this, I have no idea. Even if there's only 2 or 3 people watching this, it's different for each and every one of you. But if you sit down and think about what I just said, this will apply to all of you, somehow, in any situation in your lives. You could decide to quit smoking and start over, and instead of spending the time that you would have spent smoking, you're spending it planting flowers, playing a trumpet, going for a walk and seeing deer or doe or fawn or whatever. You go swimming. But it's still the same time you spent doing something you had made a decision and a contract with previously. It could be every day you wake up at 8 a.m. This time you decide to wake up at 7 a.m. You're still waking up, you're still doing something differently, but instead of, 7 a.m., it's 6 a.m., so 6 at once. It could be as crazy and esoteric as people doing sex magic to create illusions in someone else's life, and spirit keeps blowing those illusions back. And the people that it's being blown back at keep thinking that someone is casting spells from that palantir back at them. But they don't realize it's what they put in that's coming back at them. It has nothing to do with anyone else doing anything to this person's face. You see that? And another way is others are doing something to that person's face, so that this person is sitting there looking at that, but they're being damaged while they're looking at it with like energy stuff, intentions, chemicals in the water, chemicals in the food. And this person's like, oh, yummy soup. But spirit's like, don't eat that, it's poison. It'll transform you into something you're not. We all know what poppies can do. There's something inside you, whoever you are watching this, that knows something isn't right. I'm being drawn to this right here. Look, there's an orb on his chest, right? With this white cloak. But here, the orb is there in something that is lost in the past. And this person has the white cloak and they're free and moving forward without that person. But only with the memory of them. Hence why that black hair turns to a golden red. It's reminding me of the Maleficent story, where she falls in love with King Henry, and he steals her wings and forms a kingdom by himself by taking her wings, and then she comes back and gets her wings back. And then she goes back and builds her home and all that. And he becomes nothing but a memory she was looking at. A page of cups, something you look back at, or something emotional you're moving forward towards, or pregnancy, or someone you're, in love with, but you're not telling them. And spirit, the universe, keeps telling you, go tell this person. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go tell them, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that, it'll be a new beginning, it'll be fantastic. And then something happens where you're like, wait, what was I doing? What was I gonna do? And then the universe is like, yo, remember what home felt like? 4 of Wands, home, stability, structure, safety, being with the mother, the father, being at home in the garden. And then, this person goes into meditation and they're like, yeah, I'm going to think about it. I got to figure out what to do. I got to heal. I got to forgive. I got to do this and that. And the universe is like, remember that? Remember that thing you don't want to remember? And the guy's like, or the girl's like, yeah, I remember. Let's go fix it. Let's go take care of it. I got to give this back. I got to put this ring over their head. I got to put this crown. We're going to get our queen. We're going to get our king. And this person's like, yeah, come on. I remember you. Oh, I miss you. I love you. I love you. And then by the time they get close to that person again, something else comes along, a little temptress. Hey, baby. And this guy's like, oh, look. And then these birds are like, oh, fuck this. And then they just fly off again. Back over here to this person. And they're like, come on. We're going on our own. And she's like, all right, let's go. I'll be fine. And the universe is like, nope. You got to do it with a partner. Let's go. There's 4 wands here, not just 2. And then there's another fucking delay. And then they got to wait. How is this applying to your life? Frustrating, isn't it? No matter which way I read it, someone is making a decision to choose something that's leaving something else in the state of a perpetual new beginning, victory. Oh, wait. What was that we left back? All right, we got to go get this. All right, we got to go get that. Hold on a minute. He has something he doesn't supposed to have. Come here. Drop it. How do they break out of this? How do they eventually wake up and realize it's the worm in the apple? I apologize if this offends anybody, but I'm seeing a bunch of like butts. I don't know if you can see this. It looks like chicken butts, or like someone opening their butt, and it's like not clean. You know, they look like little butts or little genital areas, and like someone keeps getting lost in this like worm in sex in the physical, and they keep leaving behind and forgetting their what they're supposed to be doing. The Lovers is about contracts. So you can see this as either someone choosing to do something properly and making a beneficial choice that involves 2 people coming together, or 2 things coming together, or someone constantly choosing something else that involves someone being alone and moving on without them. But whenever that happens, the universe is like, no, 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 no. Judgment. Something has to stop and come back from the dead again. Eight of Swords. You got to get out of your head with it. Tux, come here. Lay down. Come here. Come here. You're scavenging and I don't like it. Sit. No, sit. Your advice to do the right thing, or to do what you need to do to get out of this, is the Eight of Swords. Stop overthinking it. The Emperor, the Five of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Yeah, someone keeps manipulating the masculine energy in this, or is being manipulated by a masculine energy to constantly be stuck in their heads and dealing with Five of Wands energy, which is a form of conflict, whether it's beneficial or negative, but it's also seen as sex and orgies and not beneficial magic, like disharmony, a lack of harmonics, something that causes disturbance, like too much sunlight, too much chaos, too many people involved. And then the Ace of Cups next to it, like way too much of emotional um, emotional distortion of positive emotions. It's someone holding that sphere. Sorry, you can't see this. It's someone holding that sphere manipulating what someone else wants to do by keeping them stuck in between what they think is foxy. And then they manipulate them with liquids, with other people's emotions, little fish. Remember the distracted thought bot energy, the one where it's like the karmic comes in and just like teases the one partner to get them to choose the other one? But this person keeps falling for the karmic. I think that's a way to put it that you'll comprehend it better. Give me 1 second, please. Thank you, Carla, for that little cage. Justice. Okay, justice. Good. So here's the closing of this. There is a decision you're being asked to make, but your choice is being manipulated by a emperor energy. Or that choice is being assisted in you seeing it clearly by a emperor energy. Either way, that emperor energy is utilizing a Five of Wands energy, which is conflict, drama, chaos, orgies, sex, weird magic. It's like ambiguously good but bad magic. I don't know what it is. It feels dirty. I'm sorry, it just feels dirty. And then the Ace of Cups. It's like, it doesn't feel like a clean Ace of Cups. It feels like a distracted Ace of Cups. Even the dog has been acting really misbehaving in the recent hour. Like it feels like he's being egged on by something. But the universe is making things right. Justice and judgment. And the Fool, and the Lovers, and the Six of Wands. Whatever you're involved in, please, at least recognize it. At least recognize it and call it for what it is. Judgment. Call that judgment on yourself. And then decide what you're going to do with yourself. Before you decide what you're going to do with anyone else's life or choices, decide what you're going to do for yourself. Have a nice day.